Hey guys, another question here about music career. So Dirk is here with me, and
Hello.
he's gonna. So next question.
Yes,
Let's
so
see.
so this one is from Leah Gaia, and the question is, how do you manage the stress of the stage and to be able to play all the songs and not forget anything?
All right.
Great question.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
All right. So I think let's try to organize things here. So you practice first. I believe they have to practice, and then when I'm talking about practicing, is not playing. So have practice, which is like the movements, the skills, and be prepared. Then playing, when you have the flowing feeling of you're doing music, you practice first, and then you have um, the skills to play that specific song, a specific part. Then you just play the music, right? Or improvise and have this great feeling of doing music without criticizing yourself. So those two moments, which is practicing, is when you have to be criticizing yourself all the time. Oops, a mistake, stop, fix. Oops,
Yeah.
a mistake, stop, fix. Play slowly, like all those things, that's practicing. Playing is like, don't criticize yourself anymore. Just like go and play, or just, fret and
Yes.
you put a backing track and have fun and enjoy music. And hopefully the practicing was really good, so you start doing amazing things.
Right.
Right? And
Right.
combining your skills and your musicality, your
Right.
feelings, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that's two things. But then you have the performance, which is when you have to do that, this great feeling that you have in your bedroom. You have to do it live in front of people.
Right. Yeah.
And then is another skill set that you have to develop, you have to practice. And the only way to practice is to go out and play, basically, because of course you can practice this at home, like you can stand up, the guitar players or drummer, you can just close your eyes, imagine,
Right.
you're playing a big arena, of course, but when you're there, it's different,
It's
right?
different, yeah. It's different every night too, right?
And it's every night too,
Yeah.
because the stages are different, the sound
Yeah.
is different. Of course, with all the technicians, they do their best to create the same environment for us, so we feel comfortable all the time.
Right.
With the in-ears monitors, all that, it's a great help. If you compare to 20 years ago,
Yeah.
that was like every show was a different thing. But
Yeah.
now you have your own world there, right? So it's
Right.
a bit
Right.
better
Yeah.
than before. But then the performance is finding this flow that you can find when you are with yourself there in your bedroom, playing in your rehearsal room, finding the same flow without judging yourself again,
Yeah.
but in front of people and interacting with people.
Yes.
Not only interacting with the audience, but also interacting with the technicians, with the problems that's going to happen
Yeah.
around you, right?
Yeah.
And then with your bandmates,
Yeah.
right? Because you're not going to be playing like
Yeah.
like in a shell, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're going to interact with the other musicians, with your bandmates. You might interact with the technicians, like, oh, sounds good, and you're playing the
Yeah.
thing, or I have
like,
a problem,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then making faces, and then or maybe the sounds, and then you have to keep the flow of the joy of playing
Yeah.
and talking to the technician
Right.
and or sending messages to the bandmates somehow,
Yeah.
and of course interacting with the audience,
Yeah.
and maybe interacting with the photographers as well sometimes, interacting with I don't know, the security guy that is wants a guitar pick or something, and then you're playing like the solo, and also like later,
Right.
that happens all the time.
That's funny.
So, but that's only it's possible only if you practice
Right.
a lot,
So
right?
the first step is really
Have to
key.
practice because you're so confident that you know how to play that song, and then you've been through the process of getting the flow and be confident of the way you feel the music or the solo or whatever, and then you're ready to go on stage, and
Yeah.
then you can take those other elements around you and make it things even better, and then it's going to be the best thing because you have you're playing your songs, you have the flow, you feel good, and you're interacting with people, and everybody can feel that, and it's a unique moment
Right.
in your life
Right.
and in the life of everybody. That's why the concerts are such a unique moment.
Yeah, very true, very true. I think that sums it up great. And it brings me to something I would like to add too is so of course practicing, they say practice makes perfect, but I disagree kind of with that statement, because even the best guy, even the best musician, the best anything is gonna have a day where maybe his best is like 80%, you know. On a good day, like if you're like, you know, you slept well, the sound on the stage is good, you're feeling good, you play 100% perfect, you know, great. On a not so good day, maybe you didn't. Sometimes we travel and we sleep like 3 hours, 2 hours, you know. Sometimes there's some messed up stuff on the stage that's distracting and stuff, so maybe then you're at 80%. So it's not bad, like it's still gonna be a good show, but you know you can do better. And that for me, like when I was, you know, growing up and becoming a musician and starting to play live, that was the biggest problem, because then, you know, it would get in my head. And I would be like, oh man, like I made a mistake. Oh no, some people are going to hear. And then you start making mistakes. And then you walk off the stage and you feel like, oh my God, I did a terrible job. And then you feel bad about yourself. So one of the things I've learned over time is that
Let it go.
let it go.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's very difficult, but also, the first mistake of when you start or something happens on the first song, first chord that the guitar doesn't work or something.
Right, yeah.
And that's like, oh, but let it go, because you still have the whole concert to show and to enjoy and to show that you're able to play. That's very hard, very difficult, because one mistake, and then if you really take it, you're gonna have several mistakes, and the mood is going to be bad, and the whole thing is going to be
right. And then people will feel it, because you know the mood on stage is very important for the show, right? For me, that's always what I put first, and I know you do too. You know, it's put down a good show. People have fun. They watch us. They don't want to be worried about like some issue with my drums or whatever. That's not their concern. They just want to see a good show.
Yeah. And then if something happens that, you know, let's say like you're gonna do like a band and they're like, oops, it was a wrong note, and the best is you have to laugh. You know, but you only laugh and because you know that you were able to do it.
Yes.
You know, because you put yourself in that stage to play those songs, because you know you're able to do it, and it might happen. Some mistakes might happen, but you know you're able to do that. So that's important. That's why you practice. You have this confidence at home that you are able to play that, and that's why you're going to play. That's why you're there on stage playing, because you prepared yourself, and then you have this feeling that I'm ready to do it, and I know all the songs. But if something happens, it's fine, because I did my best, and I know that's confidence.
That's the key for me, doing your best. I always say, like, give 100%, and then you can be proud of yourself. Even if maybe you know
something is always going to happen.
Something's going to happen.
And then also about being nervous or not, because if you're nervous, it might destroy this this feeling confident, and also there's like this thing that you have to be feeling excited and not nervous, which is difficult to shift that, but the feeling is kind of the same.
Right.
So just like, I'm excited. I'm excited. Just, cool. And start jumping and it's like excited to get this energy in a positive way. And not like, oh, I'm nervous, and start shaking, and then it's
not going to go well from there.
That's the problem. So if you practice, if you know that you're ready to play the songs, you're prepared, you know that if you look to the audience, most of the people are not going to be able, that's what I think, to play the same thing, right? Because, you know, I'm the one that knows the song, right? Maybe few guys, and maybe if there's like, of course, that's why sometimes it's difficult to play a guitar clinic. There's like then only like 20 people, but the 20 people really
they all play guitar.
They all play, and they're great players. Then sometimes it's harder to than playing in a 50,000 people festival, you know. But then if you have just this feeling that okay, I'm ready to do it. I know how to do it. I'm the only one here that is able to do this, to play those songs on stage. So I'm gonna do it. So you feel this. It's not anxiety. You just feel like the excitement, right? And then another thing is also respect. So sometimes you're nervous because you respect. It's like you're gonna play in a small place and your family is there.
Right.
And then you
right.
get, it's funny,
Yeah.
you can play in a huge festival that you, in a country that you don't know anybody, that's all good. And then suddenly you play in your city,
Yeah.
like a small venue, it's like, oh, I'm nervous because this is because you respect, you might respect that theater
Yeah.
because you grew up going there,
Exactly.
or because your father is there watching you or something. Then you respect, and it's a very good feeling. So just take it. You know,
Yeah.
you're nervous because you respect the stage, you respect the people you're playing with, and then and just take it and just do your job.
Very
Cool.
nice. Very nice. That's a great answer, I think.
All right, so send more questions because we're gonna do more videos like this to help your music career.
See you soon.
Cheers.